Nation Fitin10, it is day 9, and I am just about en route to Florida, which is kind of crazy. I'm going there for a week. Of course, I'm going to be with you every day as normal, videos and all. I did send you your numbers yesterday. Hopefully you got them, right? You should got that email. And your numbers, well, for most of you didn't change, okay? There's a couple of you that did change. This is just from conversations we had with you know, I don't need to get in the details, but most of you, your numbers stay the same. This is typically what happens. They usually change every 2 weeks. Your intervals and the number of intervals, the number of intervals and your heart rate numbers, those changed, or at least your higher heart rate changed. Just by the way, if you're getting higher heart rates just in general and you find you can't keep it down, this is fine. You can sustain it, I should say. Okay, you're getting higher heart rate numbers and you can sustain it. When I say you can sustain it, it's not just for that one session, but for, this is cumulative. Everything is cumulative, right? You're able to sustain it, then you can do more if you want. All right. With doing a little bit more, you'll burn a little bit more. So I'm not going to hold you back from that. But you certainly don't have to go more than that. Okay. There's a link in your email that I sent you yesterday. Well, there's 2 links, but the first link, that is your accountability form. All right. The more you interact with me, believe it or not, and I feel like you do know this, the more you interact with me, the more accountable you'll be, the better you will do. All right. I know people who are not interacting with me. Maybe they're not, they're not sending me their diary. You don't have to send me your diary entries, but I really, really encourage it. But I know especially if you're new and I haven't really interacted with you, that's typically speaking, it's not a good sign. So listen, I'm human just like you. Obviously, I've struggled with many things. I'm not here to judge you. Let me help you. Okay, reach out to me. I'm sure I can help you. I know some people struggle with this. Happens every challenge. So, again, just know I'm here to help you, not judge you. You'll feel much better at the end of the challenge if you do well. Okay, we're here for change. I realize that it's not all about physical change. I'll talk about this in future videos, but for the sake of the challenge, obviously we've got some hard set goals, right? Okay. Carbon amounts in foods. This is a question to me, and this is actually a question I get regularly, and actually something that I meant to talk about earlier. So this is a great question. So when we're talking about, and this doesn't just apply to carbs, it applies to fats and proteins. When we're talking about, when I give you those numbers, right, that's not the amount of carbs in weight in the actual food, right? So let me give you an example here. An ounce of potato, on average, raw, is somewhere around 5 grams. Okay, is around 5 grams of carbs. Okay, let's just put the little bit of protein and fat that's in the potato to the side. It's mainly carbohydrate, and it's around 5 ounces. Okay, I think it's just under 5 ounces on average. Per ounce, okay, an ounce is 28.3 grams or whatever it is. Okay, so in 28 grams, let's just call it 28 grams, you get 5 grams of carbohydrate. All right, and it's the 5 grams in that 28 grams, that's what we're counting as carbohydrate, right? So be aware of this. It's not like, if I gave you like 150 grams of carbs, it's like I only get 6 ounce potato the whole day. That's not really going to work for you, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, I've had questions about traveling with food. How do you do it? What if you go away somewhere? Like, what do you do? Where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm not asking you to go to the extent that I do. Well, for the sake of the challenge, actually, maybe I am. And I realize that this aspect of my life has been very, very, very important to me. But the point is that I always found a way to do it. And it's not because I always got lucky. Okay, it's just because I found a way to do it. All right, so the point that I'm trying to drive home to you is that if you want to do it, you will do it. If you want to do it, you will do it. Now, that's not to say that you know how to do everything. So in that case, just ask, right? If you don't know how to do. But I'm flying today, for instance, and I'm going to show you what I do. because I got to fly to LA, and then I got to go from LA to Orlando. So what did I do? So I just packed food with me. So I actually put a bowl in. Look, I got like a big. This is my carry-on. One of 2 carry-ons because I'm taking my laptop with me. And so I got a bowl, and then I got all these meals. Okay, so this is basically, you know, steak and some chicken and potato, and I got vegetables in there as well. And I got a bunch of meals with me so that I can last the 12 hours. And I can eat, and I know exactly how much I'm having of what. And that didn't take long, by the way. Okay, so you just have to plan and prepare. That's all you have to do. It's not that hard. Plan and prepare. When I've gone away competing before, I didn't pack food for one day. I packed food for like a week. Okay, now I know that's a bit extreme. And another instance, when I went away, I didn't actually pack food. This was one of my first competitions. This is quite a while ago, where I was competing, you know, outside of town. This was back east in Quebec, and I just packed a rice cooker, and I'm like, I'm just gonna cook everything in the rice cooker, and that's what I did. So I mean, I brought food for the day, obviously, so I was covered. And when I arrived in Quebec, I just went immediately to the grocery store, bought food, and I cooked everything in my rice cooker. So I just didn't want to have to cook. I didn't want to have to plan it all out in advance. But for me, it's actually easier if I just actually do it all in advance. I realize that you may look at that and it's like, well, it doesn't really seem appetizing. But for me, I know the way that I feel when I eat well, and I can't turn back from that. I know the way I feel if I don't eat well, okay, because I have cheat meals. Okay, I do allow myself something. I know the way that I feel, and for lack of maybe better description, I'm in love with the way that I feel. So I am, and it's obviously become a habit. And so this is why I do it, because I love the way that I feel. I don't want to feel any different. Like I always have tons of energy. I always feel good. So my whole point in all this is where there's a will, there's a way, right? So if you're traveling, just pack your food and make it a priority. And I guess too, there's part of me, I'm trying to sell you on trying to do this for yourself, because I really want you to experience what it's like when you take control of the energy, the stuff that you are consuming every day, that you're putting in your body every single day. Okay, and this has an accumulated effect in many ways, not just weight, right? And we'll talk more about this in the future. How am I doing for time? 8 minutes. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. Rest of the day, because I got to get out of here. Like literally, I've got to get out of here in like 20 minutes. All right, rest of the day. Long-term consistency over short-term perfection. Long-term consistency over short-term perfection. This is the name of the game. It's not so much, do I have 6 ounces of steak or 6.2 ounces of steak? Okay, or whatever. It's all about the consistency. Okay, we're always shooting for perfection, but it's about the consistency. We need to be consistent. Okay, you want to be consistent. When you throw off that consistency, you could have one really bad day where you consume a lot of calories, and that will throw off all your daily averages. So you could have, you could do 5 days in a row where everything's spot on. Then you have one day that's just way off, okay, where you consume, and this is not hard to do, by the way, where you consume 1,500 or 2,000 extra calories or something. And then, that just changed your average over the week. Right? You got to chew through all that. It doesn't just disappear magically, right? You've got to get through all that energy. So, and again, you might be wondering, well, can I just go like lower and then just go higher? And we'll save that for another day. But no, we want to go for consistency. We want to be consistent. There's many reasons why you should be concerned, why you should care about what you put in your body every single day. All right? And we can get in the topic of what's normal. Okay, well, that's another topic. But on that note, I'm going to stop here. Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, for the love of God, give some gratitude, and I'll talk to you all very soon. See you guys, and you'll see me next in Florida.